Guys, welcome. My name is Sahil, and first of all, I'd like to thank each and every subscriber of this YouTube family. Guys, we have reached the milestone of 100k. So, a hearty thank you to everybody for being a part of this family. I know, I've been trying to reach out to you guys for over 3 years now, and I am so delighted that our family has now grown to over 100k. Guys, I started this channel back in the year 2018 when I was, preparing for my own Express Entry profile. Actually, I uploaded my first video when my profile was approved, when I was approved of my permanent residency. And then, today, after this journey of about 3 years almost, we are here sitting at a 100k family. So, guys, big hearty thank you to all of you. So, I was thinking of what I could probably say to you guys. So, all I could think of was probably, if I could share my own story with you as to when I came to Canada as a new immigrant, and I thought maybe some of you could draw any, motivation out of it, any inspiration out of you, or some of you could draw maybe a learning out of it. So here I am sharing my journey of a new immigrant in Canada. A lot of you don't know me, guys. I belong to the state of Delhi in India. I was born in Chandigarh, Punjab, and then I was raised in Delhi. We came to Delhi when I was just about less than 1 year, and then we've been there ever since. My parents are there. I came to Canada in the year 2019 with my family, my wife and my young kid. I have a kid of about 4 years now. My parents, my mom and my dad, and my younger sibling are there in Delhi only. And my sibling is planning to come to Canada very soon, and then my parents will be coming to Canada again very soon, right? Guys, I did my my education and all my work experience around India. So I have been to the state of Karnataka. I worked in Bangalore. I worked in Mumbai, and then I studied in Punjab as well. I studied in Delhi. So I've been sort of all around the country for over the first say 30 years of my life. And then before I moved to Mumbai, I had a lot of changes go through my entire career. So, to be honest, I switched 6 jobs in 6 years. Okay, and that was a phase in my life when I was trying to do different roles, and I was trying to get into multiple things. I was hit and trial based on growth because I was a consistent performer wherever I went. But then I always thought that maybe I always deserved more. So there was this desire and this hunger of growing further, and just the pay stubs and just the money from my employer was not enough to satiate my my dream. And I always had this thought, what is there in store for me? Where am I going to land up? I had almost three almost started up projects where I would get into this business planning mode every time. Every 6 months I would come up with a new business idea, and then I would share that with the world. And being risk averse, I would not start up. Okay, so but then I was always an avid share a person who would share with his family, friends. So all my friends out there really know me. So Anurag, my sibling, and Divyanshu is my sibling. They've already been through the phases where I've eaten their heads out sharing my business ideas. So before I moved to Mumbai, I got married in the year 2016, and I moved to Mumbai with my spouse. And during that phase when my son Rudra was born, we got into somehow the stars were aligned in such a way that Rudra used to watch a lot of Punjabi songs. Now you already know how Punjabi songs are, right? They're all about Canada, Canada all the time. So the reason as to why we came to Canada and what I was doing in Mumbai is very tricky and very interesting to understand. So what happened was I was doing pretty successful. I was successfully employed with a big bank in India, and then I had switched recently to another big international bank. I was being paid really well. Okay, and I was despite the type of education that I had received, I was doing amazingly well for myself. You could say that I was being paid amongst the top 5%. So I was doing really well. But then Rudra was born, and it's happened so that he would always, like, the day in day out, he would listen to these Punjabi songs. Now, Punjabi songs have Canada, Canada in them all the time, right? And they always have this zeal about moving to Canada, and then the streets of Canada and the visuals in those Punjabi songs is always Canada, Canada. So what happened with me was, since he was looking at those songs, and me and my wife, we were also having dinners and everything. We were also looking. So that it sparked that thought that why not try for Canada. I mean, I don't know. I never thought of going abroad, and in fact, even the thought of moving outside Canada used to bring in a lot of fear in me that okay, I can't live away from my family and everything. So what happened was, one day I was being interviewed with this company in Dubai, and somehow the interview did not go well. And by the time the interview got completed, those couple of days, I had planned moving to Dubai, and those dreams and everything was sort of aligned that okay, now I'll go to Dubai and I'll work there for about 3 months or maybe something like say 3 years or maybe 6 years, and then I will come back. So, but since the interview did not go well, that dream sort of shattered. Okay, and then I took that to heart, and I am a person say, if I took something to heart, I would want to make that dream come true. So, with these two events coming together, one is the Dubai shattered dream, and then my son watching a lot of YouTube videos and Punjabi songs. I thought let's try for Canada. Okay. Now, one of my friends back then, in November 2018 or 2017, had moved to Canada. Okay, and he had done the entire Express Entry process by himself. So I got in touch with him and I started speaking to him. I understood what it takes, and I then decided to take up the project in my own hands. I told myself that okay, I'm gonna give all of this one shot. Okay, I'm not going to spend any money. I'm going to give Canada just one shot on everything. One shot on IELTS, one shot on WES or whatever, one shot on this file submission and everything. I'm going to put aside maybe say 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs or whatever was the amount that had to be put into the fees and everything. So I dedicated that amount separately and I said okay, here it goes, one shot to everything. I will not retake IELTS. I have to go for the 8777 kill, and if it happens, so be it. If it does not happen, I'll leave it. Okay. And then I started preparing for IELTS. I used to go to the office in the morning, and then I used to sit till 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the night to prepare for IELTS on my own. So I used to hear a lot of these IELTS tests, and then I had to practice, say write 2 essays every night. Spent 2 months. I don't think 2 months. I think 1 month majorly. I spent 1 month preparing for IELTS, and then I went for the IELTS exam. And then simultaneously I had started preparing for my WS as well. So all this time I was by myself, and this very good friend of mine was helping me with his inputs. Okay, so he would help me with the letter of explanation and everything, and then I used that, did my own research, went on the internet. So I had no agent, no consultant helping me out. I did this by myself, and during the process I realized that there were a lot of hoax agents available in India, where even though they were charging less, but getting their help was really bad. And then when I thought of hiring somebody from Canada, he was too expensive for me. Okay, so I thought maybe I don't want to spend that kind of money where I could retain somebody from Canada, but I don't want to go bad as well, so I will not hire anybody from India. So I thought, let me do it by myself, let me do the research, and since I'm giving it one shot only, I'll go low on the expenses and I'll do it by myself. So what I did was I started the journey, preparing the documents, and then I think by September or October we received the confirmation of PR. So okay, and this whole process I did by myself with the help of my friend. Then by that time I had switched to this new company, and then I decided to leave that as well. And by February 2019 we landed in Canada, the three of us. So it was me, my wife, and my son. So when I landed, there was, say about 2 feet of snow. I think, yeah, roughly about 24 inches of snow was there when we had just landed. And the best part about our landing was there was a friend, a family friend who was there to help us out. And he did really well. We took a cab from the Toronto Pearson Airport to his place in Pickering, which is far east of Toronto. So we took a cab, we went to his place, and we somehow settled. He really helped us out a lot. And before I landed in Canada, I had a job in the used car industry. So I belonged to the car industry, the automobile industry in India. So I'd worked for them, quite extensively. And then coming here, that was my first job. and then with the friend I did not take up the car job. So he referred me to this another job in retail in Markham. And then I used to I took the bus for a couple of days for my interviews and everything, and then I went to the job. So by that time, 2 or 3 months passed by. I was working on minimum salary, minimum wages, and we were somehow trying to pass by because my wife was not working. My son was pretty young; he could not go out. He had not seen the snow. It was very cold, and it was only me who was trying to earn. So we started earning, say, about $2,000 to $2,500, $500 a month, and then I started burning my Indian money. Now I had a vision in my mind that I have brought this money and I'll go back only if this money finishes. Okay, so I was carrying the basic amount that Canada tells you to bring. So I brought that money, and I had that vision that okay, I throughout this entire immigration process, I've seen that there is no help available, and people are literally, just literally crazy about coming to Canada. And I realized, because it was not, while it was only an option for me, people had no other option but to come to Canada, right? So I thought maybe this will be a good field where I could get into, because this is totally risk averse, and I wanted to get into a business where I could provide services based on my knowledge and my services, right? So this business is all about me providing the service, and I am in control of what I do. I'm not dependent on any external factors, on any inventories or anything. So as hard as I work, the better my business will be, right? So that's what brought me into immigration. And when I came to Canada, I started looking into the courses. So I came to know that this is a highly regulated course, immigration consulting, and there are only about 6,000 to 7,000 people across the globe who are legally licensed to do immigration, and everybody else who's doing in India or anywhere else is practicing illegally. Okay, now that taps into something known as a demand and supply. So the demand is huge, where the legally allowed supply is very, very, very less. Okay, it's only 8,000 people. Now imagine 8,000 people serving the whole globe. Okay, now that brought me to the point where I told myself that okay, now this is the next big thing for me, and I'm going to get into this. Guys, honestly, the next 1.5 year, I literally dived into immigration. I lived in basements, and then we moved to another ground floor in Brampton. That's where we moved. Guys, I've seen it all. Okay, I've literally seen the lowest account balance ever in my life. I have seen snow. There was one event that I remember when I was going for an interview. It had only been, let's say, about, I guess, a week when I'd come to Canada, and then I was walking to this interview in Markham. And guys, imagine a third or fourth day in the country, you're walking, and then suddenly because there was snow, and then when the snow melts, there is all flurry on the road, right? So there was a bus that passed by, and that's that entire slurry of that mud and everything came on me. Okay, and I was literally shocked. I was on my path to the interview, I was going for my interview, and that slurry came on me, and I was all dirty and all cold because my hands were all frozen. It was all snow and chilled water, right? So my hands were all frozen. I took out my handkerchief, started wiping myself off, and I literally had a tear in my eye. I thought maybe where am I? It's so cold. I don't even have a car, and nobody's there to help me out. I have to go so far. But then also, guys, I did not lose my heart, did not lose my patience. Started from there. Studied till 6 a.m. in the morning, and then went for jobs when I was doing my immigration course. I've seen that time as well. I've seen a time where I did not know where my next month's grocery and my rent is going to come from. I've been through that phase as well. But guys, all thanks to all those efforts, all thanks to God, all thanks to you guys, and all thanks to my parents, my mom, my dad, with the blessings of everybody, I'm here today talking to you guys. I'm extremely well settled. I have no issues in my life whatsoever. So well settled does not really mean money all the time. It means your settlement in your head of what you're doing is right, and do you enjoy doing that as well. I've seen really harsh times where my mother fell sick. I've seen harsh times where my father fell sick. I had to rush to India, for their support. So in the past 3.5 years, I've been through a lot, guys, personally and professionally as well. But the best part is that during this entire journey, all of you were there with me. My journey, obviously, this video, I will keep it short. I don't want to bug you guys because there are just so many events in life. If you start dwelling into those each events, so much learning comes across. But the only thing that I can tell you is, based on my learning and my efforts so far, the only two things that will hold by you throughout your journey would be the truth and the transparency. You need to tell the truth to yourself, and you need to be transparent with your clients, with the people you're dealing with, right? um, if you're true, and if you tell the same thing, if you be a transparent with your people that you deal with, then times will go by, and only the best people shall stick with you. Okay, if you try to be somebody else, then another person will think of you of something else, right? And then the tuning might be temporary, but when the real picture in you comes out, then the tuning will go away and things will fall apart. Okay, so always remember, only the truth in life will stand by you, and being transparent with everybody will stand by you. Other three biggest pillars of my life are basically, first, I think, is change is important. You need to be thinking of everything. If you're not happy with something, you should not be shy of changing things around you. Okay, and once you change, before you change into anything, you should always have a vision, and you should have a corrective path. When I came to Canada, I had a vision of becoming an immigration consultant. Right after changing 6 jobs, I had a vision that, okay, I have to get onto YouTube, and I have to get onto the immigration consulting business, and I have to make sure that I am able to achieve my dream. And then the final word is persistence. You have to be persistent in your efforts. You need to be continuously dedicated towards your dream, and that's what I did. I told you that in 2018, when I was trying for Canada, I was persistent. I had to do it and put in all the efforts. When I came to Canada, I had to do my consulting course. I was persistent. I had to do it, right? So these are the pillars of my life, and I have learned quite a lot. And with you guys being there, you guys have given me feedback all the time. All my lovely clients, I have served a big community in the past very short time that I've been into this business. Thanks to everybody, and thanks to all the YouTube subscribers who've had consultation with me, guys. I wish I could share numbers with you, but only the people who are looking at this video and who have already spoken to me personally. I love you guys. Thanks a lot for having that faith in me, having faith in my videos, and having spent that kind of money to speak to me, and get the kind of advice that I gave you. I really am sincerely thankful to everybody, to all the members of the 100K family, guys. You are a big chunk of my existence today. Okay, and a big chunk of my existence goes to God and to my parents, right? And then to my my family who's here, my wife, my kid, who have been very supportive, my parents at home who have been very supportive, right? Everybody in my life who has been very supportive, and I hope to serve everybody like the way I've been doing it, and I wish to continue it further as well, guys. I really wish all of you get to work on your dreams really well, in a more sincere way, and I really hope that all of you Canadian aspirants who wish to come to Canada, I hope God gives you that fair chance. God gives you that fair shot to come to Canada, and I really hope your dreams come true. Until I meet you in Canada, I really wish you all the best, and I really hope to see you soon in Canada. All the best.